I would love just to hear a little bit of the behind the scenes of like, how do you get these interviews or who sets up these interviews, whatever you guys, whatever capacity you want to talk about. And then how you guys do them. I think the behind the scenes are super fascinating.
The behind the scenes are very, very interesting. I think that Wish had an idea of setting the actual Zoom where everything happens on Twitch and streaming that on Twitch and then calling it like Wish behind the scenes or something.
Oh, I love that.
Come in.
That is so cool,
love that
man.
too.
Had they done that yet?
I don't know if it's... No, I don't think so. But Twitch and Wish are coming together, I think. So I don't know if I should even say that, but it's in the works, so I can't say too much.
Sounds good.
Be a spoiler. Sounds maybe good. But how I usually do it is somebody would send me like a... I don't know what I should and shouldn't say, so...
Sure, yeah, whatever you're comfortable with. It's totally fine.
So an artist would contact Simon, saying that I would genuinely love to be on Wish.
So is Simon and Sonny the same person?
Yes.
Okay, because you went back and forth a couple times. I was trying to follow that. Yeah, okay. Sounds good.
Yeah. Simon and Sonny are the same people. So I call him Simon. But Simon gets contacted by the artist, and then depending on their age or depending on their availability, they're staged in maybe SoCal Distancing or SoCal Distancing Homeschool Edition or Indie Tuesdays with Morgan Ashley or either of these programs that we have on Wish.
Sure.
And I host SoCal Distancing Homeschool Edition. So if they're in the younger years or they're in school, I happen to have been a guest once in SoCal Distancing Homeschool Edition, representing my own college. And yeah, so I host that, and then somebody gives me their files. So like beforehand we talk. So for example, what would you specifically like to talk about on Wish? Do you want to talk about this? You want to talk about that? And then I basically tell them that, hey, I don't treat this as an interview. I hope you are comfortable with that. I treat this as like two people in a coffee shop just chopping it up, having a conversation. If at any point during the break you feel like you want to talk about something else, you can let me know about that. So yeah, the specifics and the nitty-gritty are basically everything's done live, everything done through Zoom. Thank you for the upper echelons of technology for blessing us with such technological advances to make this thing possible.
For real.
But yeah, everything's done on live, and yeah. Did I answer your question? I feel like
absolutely.
I went on a ramble.
No, absolutely. I think that's super fascinating just to see a little bit of the behind the scenes. And I'm curious, so with the Wish bus, the actual bus, because that's in Hollywood, right? It's stationary in Hollywood, different than the one in the Philippines that drives around, correct?
Actually, it's not necessarily stationary because sometimes I remember the bus was, usually it's in Hollywood Boulevard, but it'll go places like, I remember the other, some time ago, it was in Fresh Poke. When Ilona was there and JR was there. So those are amazing. Actually, I would call them international artists, not just Filipino artists now, because they're hitting global scale. So props to them. But yeah, it drives around, but they don't record as they're driving around, like as it is in Wish 107.5. You see some of the Wish exclusives there driving around because it's a little bit different here in the US. So when they're recording, it's stationary, but it's not just in one place. If that makes sense.
Absolutely.
It's not stationary, but it's also not at the same time.
That totally makes sense. Man, when I was first introduced with Wish, I think the first video I ever saw was the one being Wish 107. I didn't realize, actually, this blew my mind, which is how I've even met Sonny, who introduced me to you, or Simon, how we want to refer to him as. So I met DJ Al. Dude, it's this whole genealogy of people. It's so funny. I met Sergio Ramos, who is Morissette's guitar player. And I think I met him through Dave Lamar, maybe, which is Morissette's fiance. And then while I was interviewing Sergio, DJ Alice was in the chat. And I'm like, oh, wow, cool. DJ Alice from Wish. And he goes, oh, that's my girlfriend. And I was like, oh, can you set me up with an interview with her? So then I interview her. And then months later, I find out that there's an actual Wish USA. And it blew my mind. I was like, how in the world did I not know of Wish USA? I only thought it was in the Philippines. And it was with the Jamie Miller video. It just blew my... I was like, I was floored. I'm like, this is insane. This is so cool. Like, so then I messaged DJ Alice. I was like, how did I not know about this? Like, can you connect me with the people in there? And that's how I met Sonny. And then that's how I met you.